What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to yet another video. Today we're gonna go over something that I feel like I haven't owned in a very long time, and that is a MacBook Pro or a MacBook Air. Now, the last time I owned a MacBook was probably, honestly, 5 or 6 years ago, and it felt like a dumbbell when you picked it up. Now, fast forward to this past week, I picked up this guy. This is the new 2020 MacBook Air. So yeah, let's open it. You don't need a knife anymore. Apple makes it very simple for you guys. Get it. Hate peppers. I can say that I actually missed the smell of a brand new MacBook. Now, I went with the rose gold version of the new MacBook Air, so let's see how it looks. It honestly kind of looks pink. Maybe from farther away it probably looks silver to you guys, but this definitely looks pink to me from over here. We're definitely gonna go with the dark theme on this laptop, so let's set this guy up. So today, that's what we're gonna go over. We're gonna review the new 2020 MacBook Air, and I wanna see if you can actually do a little bit of light editing and rendering with this laptop using Premiere Pro. I'm kind of curious to see how it'll work, if it'll work at all, I don't know, but that's what we're gonna be reviewing today. Now, if you guys are new to the channel, please make sure you guys subscribe, and only if you guys do end up enjoying this video, please make sure you guys destroy that like button for me. Now, the MacBook Air was never known as an editing workhorse. It was always meant to be light, compact, and easy to carry in those meetings, and if you guys are traveling and need to check some emails and watch some movies, this laptop would be perfect for you. As technology advances rapidly, so do the specs in Apple's lineup. So what are they in this new MacBook Air? Well, in this particular model, I have an i5 with 16 gigabytes of RAM and 512 gigabytes of storage. Another thing you guys will notice is that even when you go to pick up the base model MacBook Air, the storage now has doubled from 128 gigabytes to 256 gigabytes. You get an i3 with the base model and an i5 with the next step up, and an i7 with 16 gigabytes of RAM and 2 terabytes of SSD storage when you buy this model fully spec'd out. Now, battery power is still awesome, up to 11 hours on the web and 12 hours if you guys are planning on watching Apple TV or just watching movies on your laptop. It also comes with a 30-watt USB Type-C charger, which we all love. Next up, getting into the size and the weight, you get a 13.3-inch LED backlit display with its 2560 by 1600 native resolution screen. Weight comes in at 2.8 pounds, which is the main focal point of the MacBook Air. For graphics, you have Intel Iris Plus and support for Thunderbolt 3 enabled GPUs. Now, with this MacBook Air, you can also support up to 1 Pro Display XDR, which I don't know why you would buy a MacBook Air for $1,200 and then use a $6,000 Pro Display XDR with it. It doesn't make sense. But to be honest, guys, I don't think anything really surprises me anymore nowadays, so someone will probably do that. Moving on to the same horrible 720p built-in webcam. Come on, Apple, it's gonna be 2030 and you guys are still gonna be rocking the 720p camera on this thing. Get this thing upgraded ASAP. You know what is awesome is the built-in microphone on this guy. What I'm really curious to see is how the speakers sound on this guy. I know from previous reviews, I watched Marquez and a couple other guys review the 16-inch MacBook Pro, and the speakers sounded amazing on that. So I'm kind of interested to see if that kind of trickled down to the new MacBook Air. Oh yeah. These sound super crisp. Apple has really stepped it up in the sound department in the past year, along with the battery life on a lot of their products. If you guys didn't know, the MacBook Air is Apple's most popular laptop, and for good reason. It's light, portable, and gets all your tasks done without any issues, aside from editing and rendering. The new Magic Keyboard feels amazing. For those of you that absolutely hated the butterfly switches, Apple got rid of those, and the scissor switches are back and feel better than ever. They're definitely more reliable and feel much better in every which way when you're typing on them. They started this pattern of bringing the scissor switches back in the most recent 16-inch MacBook Pro, and I can't wait to see them bring it back to the 13-inch MacBook Pro set to release here pretty soon. Now, you don't get a touch bar with the MacBook Air, which is fine since I don't see myself using it that much anyway. The Touch ID fingerprint reader is by itself up in the corner, which is super responsive and convenient to use. The inverted T arrow keys are now also back, which everyone loved, and I don't see why they really had to change them in the first place. Apple really focused on the internals with this new MacBook Air. They're advertising 80% faster graphics performance with Iris, which is a significant jump from the previous MacBook Air model. Now, some things I would have loved to seen with this new MacBook Air is an upgrade to the screen. Apple didn't change the screen from last year whatsoever on this MacBook Air, and also you don't get Wi-Fi 6 with it. If you guys watched my review on the iPad Pro, I've really just been carrying that guy around everywhere I've had to go. If I did have to edit, I would bring my Lenovo X1 Carbon with me, and I've had that guy for over a year now. It's an absolute beast. 4K touchscreen, 2-in-1 foldable tablet with 16 gigs of RAM and an i7 processor. So I really haven't needed to buy a laptop, and it just feels so good using the Lenovo. Now, the one thing I was actually really curious about, I wanted to see if I could edit and render this video on the MacBook Air in Premiere Pro and see if it wouldn't just explode on me. So we're gonna test that out and see how long it actually takes and if it actually works. Let's see what happens. Oh dear Lord, this is obscene. For those of you guys wondering, I use Premiere Pro for all of my editing needs. I do not use Final Cut Pro. I just feel like if I'm gonna use something professional and something that's gonna get upgraded every year, I'd rather stick with Premiere Pro because they do update your software regularly. Whereas with Final Cut Pro, the version you buy, from what I understand, the version that you guys end up buying is the version that you'll end up getting. I'm assuming Final Cut would be easier, would be less taxing on the MacBook Air. It does not like Premiere Pro at all. Guys, let's not get bogged down with the editing on this laptop. It's not what it's meant to do. I just realized I really could use a British voice, kind of like Jeremy Clarkson's when I say stuff like that. It sounds so much funnier. Guys, we all knew this wasn't a laptop for editing and rendering videos, but I definitely wanted to give it a try. If you guys want to purchase this guy, I will leave Amazon affiliate links down below in the description. You guys can use those with no extra cost to you. Overall, I really like this laptop. Apple, great job with this new MacBook Air. I'm super excited to see what you guys do with the MacBook Pro 13-inch model. I hope you guys release that ASAP because that's probably going to be my next Apple laptop that I end up picking up and carrying everywhere with me. The last one I had was a 13-inch model, and I feel like it would be perfect if it wasn't as heavy as the one that I owned a couple years ago. So definitely gonna stay tuned and wait for you guys to drop that, and I'll end up making a video on that one obviously. But yeah, if you guys like this video, please make sure you guys destroy that like button. If you guys are new to the channel, please make sure you guys subscribe. And YouTube, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.